A very good noon to all of you. I hope I'm clearly visible and audible. I welcome you to this session, CMAT 4 topics in one class. So today I'm going to talk to you about synonym antonyms, fill in the blanks. Then there are two more topics there which have been asked in your exam, spelling and find the correct sentence. So if you open your previous year CMAT paper, your CMAT 2022, you will see that spelling questions were also asked, find the correct sentence questions, which is a grammar question, they were also asked, right? So while synonym, antonym, fill in the blanks, they are ubiquitous. These two, I think you need to practice, particularly spellings, as many of you may not be doing this in the normal course of things, right? Hi, challenges. Hello, Harshada. Hi, Vinita. A very good noon. Hi, Gaurang. Okay. So, of course, the idea is to learn about some question types and to solve some questions related to CMAT English. Right? In case you are not sure about what kinds of questions come in the language comprehension section for CMAT, I conducted a session regarding this called Score 20 on 20. Right? Although it should be 80 on 80. So, called 20 on 20 or target 20 on 20 in CMAT English. Right? So, just check out that session. All right. Hi Rajput. Hello Balaji. Hi Bharat. Hi Bindya. Good noon, Shiva. All right. So I'll straight away, launch you into the questions. This is your first question. Find the correct sentence. Yes. So one sentence written in four different ways. Tell me which is the correct one. Good noon, Ajay. Hi Shilpa. So straight away throwing you into the questions. Let's see what you say. Hi Manoj. Hello Kiran. Hi Swapnil. Akash has answered already. Okay. Monkey says A. Hello Meenu. What do you say? Shreya says A. Just a second. Uh, okay. This was supposed to be CMAT. The title is, we'll get the title corrected, don't worry. Anyway, all these four question types that I have talked to you about, they come in MAHCET as well. So, spellings, for instance, I have been practicing spellings with you in the 100 most expected MAHCET questions. Fill in the blanks, synonym antonyms, again, I have been practicing with you. And in addition to find the correct, incorrect sentence, in grammar, I've been practicing some error spotting and sentence correction questions also with you. So all these question types, they are there in your MHCT exam. Just open your previous year paper and you'll find all of them. Okay, so don't worry about it. But that's a big mystery, Vijay. Let's focus on our preparation for now. Yes, so if you've come for MHCT, you'll find question types for MHCT today. If you've come for CMAT, you'll find question types for CMAT today. Don't worry about it. Okay, so it's A versus C in the chat box. I can see that I have less pens than Ram. I have fewer pens than Ram. Okay, so that means you've rejected B and D. That's good. Others, are you sure B and D should be rejected? So, uh, first of all, the comparison is between I and someone else, right? So you can compare a person to another person only, right? So I can be compared with Ram only. It cannot be compared with Ram's pens. When I say Ram apostrophe S, that means I want to write Ram's pens here. So I cannot compare I with Ram's pens. That would be an incorrect comparison. So very happy to see this, that you've eliminated B and D. Okay. Now, see, because there has been no notification, Vijay, I don't think there will be an exam tomorrow. Okay, and are your admit cards out with the exam center and other related info? Okay, good noon, those who are just joining. Right. So I'm happy that you've eliminated B and D. Now between A and C, it's the usual concept that we discuss in our sessions. Few is a quantifier that we use with countable nouns, right? Meaning those nouns that can be counted. So now look at pen. Can I count pens? Pen is a noun that lends itself to counting, isn't it? Two pens, three pens. I can easily count pens. So it should be few. Less, on the other hand, less is the comparative form of little. You use little and less and least, all these three positive, comparative, superlative forms of adjectives. You use them with uncountable nouns. Those nouns that cannot be counted, that don't lend themselves to counting. Okay, so for instance, water. You could, if let's say we were talking about water, if we were talking about milk, then yes, you could not say fewer water, fewer milk. But pens, it should be fewer pens. C is the answer. A very easy concept, right? Yes, yes. Please ask away your questions. You don't need my permission to ask questions as long as they're related to the topics that we are doing, right? Okay. So I hope this is clear to you. C is the answer here. Any queries you can ask? All right. Absolutely correct, Girish. What is the difference between few and a few? Let's clarify that. See, uh, a few versus few. So let's say you want to make a chocolate cake. Okay. Now, of course, it requires some chocolate, some cocoa powder. Okay, wait. You are making a chocolate cake using chocolates. ठीक है? तो आपको chocolates चाहिए उसके लिए. So I have a few chocolates. Okay, versus I have few chocolates. Now, in which circumstance do you require to go to the market and buy more chocolates because they're just not enough? In the a few circumstance or in the few circumstance? Yes, you require chocolates. You require more chocolates in the few circumstance, okay, in the few situation. So few in means negligible. When I say few, it means negligible. That means I have to. This is insufficient. I'll have to go to the market and buy more. Whereas when I say a few, that means okay, they're not a lot, but they're sufficient for my purpose. Not a lot, but sufficient for my current purpose. So a few is in that sense positive and few in that sense is negative. That's the difference. Right? Good. Again, Shravasti, sorry, Reena, absolutely correct. Okay, so I hope this is clear now. The difference between few and little. Okay, few, fewer, fewest. Little, less, least. Okay, so the difference between these and the difference between a few and few. Let's proceed. Okay, so find the correct now because the indirect speech question came in your CMAT exam last year. Okay, and it can come in MHCT also. It has come in MHCT previous year papers, right? Tell me, this sentence here has been written in the indirect speech. Tell me its correct direct speech conversion. Yes. Again, there's no schedule for it, Vib. That okay, these many days before the exam, the admit card has to be out. So MHCT does not follow such rules. They are for us lesser mortals. Okay, B, more B's, and I have some C's also. Okay, so first thing, now here there's a very basic concept that you can implement and eliminate these incorrect options here, three incorrect options here. First of all, this is he said. whereas this is he says, A and C, right? Remember this, the reporting verb. This is called the reporting verb. Okay, he said, she said, he says, she says. So this is the reporting verb. The reporting verb does not change its tense when you convert direct speech to indirect speech. So if it is says here, it should be says here as well. The reporting verb never changes its tense. Moreover, another thing for you, whenever the reporting verb is in the present tense, which is says, in that case, this entire thing does not change its tense. So if I say he says the horse died in the night in the direct speech, the indirect would be he says that the horse died in the night. That's it. No change in the tenses whatsoever. But here I can see that the tense has been changed. So no. Here I can see that it is said. So no. Between these two, there's a may here. Where is the may? Where is the might? See, may changes to might in indirect speech. There is no might here. So eliminated. So even if you do not know the precise rules of direct indirect speech, this was such a question where you could just use your common sense. Okay, says, how come is it that says is changing to said, and this here, that how come is it that there's no may or might here, and eliminate and land at the correct answer. Okay, so B Bangalore is the answer here. Okay, perfect. Those who said B, happy with your response. Yes. Again, find the correct sentence from these given sentences. Four different sentences this time. Okay. All right. Absolutely correct, Vib. D. Okay. Mostly D is one C, one B. Some C is there. Okay. B or D. All right. So, B, those of you who are saying B, I wish I was. Should it be, I mean, those who know that B is not the correct answer, tell me what is the error here and what is the correction. I have discussed with this with you in some of the previous sessions. It should be I wish I were. Okay. So when you wish something that is not actually true, it's a hypothetical, said the book. There's no need for this double had here. So I had read the book, and moreover, I need to provide a context to this. So when you say I had read the book, basically you are trying to say that uh, I finished reading the book. I had finished reading the book by the time something else happened. Okay, so by the time he arrived, I had read the book by the time he arrived. So you use the past perfect. This is the past perfect tense. Okay, had plus the third form of the verb. We use it when we want to talk about two actions that happened in the past. One of them happened before the other and got finished either before the second one or by the time the second one happened. Okay, या तो इससे पहले ही finish हो गया या इस limit तक तो finish हो ही गया. Right? So I had read the book by the time he arrived. So that means this is incorrect. Okay, this is incorrect. He comes seeing me every day. He comes to see me every day. Okay, seeing me every day, you know, is incorrect. Right? Good, good, good. Those who, all of you who answered were. Okay. So D Delhi is our answer. We usually finish breakfast by 8 a.m. So usually हम 8 a.m. तक breakfast कर लेते हैं. That's the meaning here. Now some of you are asking how to know all these rules. If you notice something, all of these are related to tenses. So if you read about tenses, and these are, so this is associated with what we call mood in tenses. This is what we call the subjunctive mood. So I would suggest that go through the chapter on tenses at least from a grammar book, because tenses are very basic and there's a lot of scope for errors being, framed from this area. So tenses and subject verb agreement, this I feel that everyone should go through once. Everyone should go through the rules related to them once, right? So that's how you get to know these. Okay. All the rules related to grammar, we usually finish our breakfast till 8. Okay. We breakfast till 8 a.m. Okay. We eat till 8 a.m. This would be correct. See, till indicates an upper limit. So basically, it means that till this time, okay, this is the upper limit, an action happened. So we eat till 8 a.m. That means after 8 a.m., we don't eat. Okay. We finish till 8 a.m. We finish by 8 a.m. See, seems more appropriate to me. Mm, because why I'm saying this, because when I say we finish till 8 a.m., it seems like finishing is an ongoing action. That finishing is an action that keeps on happening till 8 a.m. You see that? Whereas I want to say that eating is something that happens till 8 a.m. So with finish, by is more appropriate. With eat, till is more appropriate. Okay. Hope this makes sense to you also. Okay, so good. Something that I also realized today with you. It should be eat till 8, finish by 8. Uh, okay. Now, where can you find all the rules related to grammar? I have told you this again a number of times. See, Ren and Martin is one book which has all the basic grammar rules, which is you need the basic grammar rules only for your examination purposes. You do not need the advanced rules. So you can find them here. Otherwise, you can, I mean, there are again random internet sources from where you can find such things, but they'll not be as comprehensive or as reliable as Ren and Martin. Okay. All right. By is correct. Yes, absolutely. By is correct, Arjun. Okay, let's look at this sentence. Interesting, again, an interesting question. Uh, find the ones that are grammatically correct. Yes. Tell me. Focus on the grammar. All wrong. Okay. Om says all of them are incorrect. Okay. All right. B, C, A. Okay. Okay. So I've got multiple options here. Which one? Okay. This, so basically, you must have realized this, that it's the same sentence written in two different ways, right? The same sentence written in two different ways. And basically, they're testing you on the same concept. If it's not the same sentence, it's a similar idea that is being written in two different ways, right? So now, which is the easiest one for you here? Which one did you feel, okay, on this basis, I can eliminate, let's say, three or four? Yes. Which sentence was the easiest for you? A is the answer. You're absolutely correct. Those who've marked A. So if you ask me, I think 5, 6, that was pretty easy for me. Life teaches us important lessons. Okay. The life moves forward, teaches backward. Why the before it? Life moves forward, teaches backward. That's enough. Right? See, life is an abstract noun. It's an abstract noun. right? It's not something that is concrete. You can't really touch life, right? So just like you can't touch happiness. So before abstract nouns, we usually do not put articles, right? So the is not required here. Once you realize this, you've actually solved this question. It was that easy. Okay, I do not even need to know the difference between and among. Okay, or the difference between, in my opinion, according to me, for this particular question. Okay, so don't get scared just because you see some one or two difficult words when you read something. Don't get scared. Okay, absolutely, Adesh. Okay, chalo. Let's have a look why the others are incorrect. Why two is incorrect. Why four is incorrect. Okay, let's have a look. Now, whenever I am quoting someone else, whenever I cite someone else, that is when I use according to. Okay, so according to Mahatma Gandhi, according to let's say any take it according to Shah Rukh Khan. Okay, take any popular figure. So whenever I cite someone else, I say according to. But when I give my own view, I cannot say according to me. That's in a way very arrogant also. You are considering yourself as so important that you are quoting yourself. Also, it does not make logical sense to quote yourself, right? So according to me is incorrect. It should be whenever you're giving your opinion, your view, it should be in my view or in my opinion. Both are correct. Hence one. Between 3 and 4. Now, this is a big question, right? There are three parties here. So how is it that between is correct? That's what a lot of you must be thinking, right? Because in our schools, we have been taught that between is used when there are two parties. Among is a preposition that is used when there are more than two parties. That's what we have been taught. However, this rule is incomplete. We were taught the incomplete rule. Between can be used and between should be used for more than two parties also when they have been distinctly named. When they have been distinctly named. So we can see here that they have been distinctly named Jessica, Neha, and Swati, right? And among is used when they are not distinctly named. When they are not distinctly named. So if I wrote, the books were distributed among the three girls. First of all, this is absolutely incorrect. Among can never be used when there are just two parties. So ये तो absolutely incorrect है इस case में. Okay, you don't even need to think twice about it. I am telling you what would be the case if let's say this were this. If this sentence were this, that the books were distributed among Jessica, Neha, and Swati, even this is incorrect. Okay, because I have distinctly named these three parties, it should be between only. When would this be correct? When I say among the three friends, let's say. Now I have not distinctly named, no, I have just called them friends. So now among will be used, between cannot be used. Understood? Okay. Why between? Yes, Ajay, it is helpful because it has high frequency words. MHCT also asks you high frequency words. Good, Ashmita. Good, good, good. Perfect. So A is the answer here. Let's go to the next question type now. We have a synonym question here. I want you to tell me the synonym of this word tenebrous. Yes. What do you say? Okay. Why not five? Five is correct, no? Five was correct. I've got A here. So if you look at your CMAT synonym antonym questions also, no, they are easy. Okay, they're not very difficult. You can apply grouping and elimination there. So in this question also apply grouping. Absolutely correct. Gloomy is the answer because all these three are synonyms, right? Particularly, at least these two are very synonymous ideas. Okay, radiant, something that's shining. Exuberant, someone who's really happy, as if they're oozing out this happiness. Vivacious, full of life. Again, radiant also means, okay, if I call someone radiant, it doesn't mean that they are literally glowing, although even that can be a meaning. But if someone has a radiant personality, again, they're very exuberant and vivacious. So synonymous ideas, similar ideas. Vivacious, full of life, exuberant, so happy that it feels like the happiness is oozing out of that person. Radiant, okay, the quality of happiness, or a light shining through a person, that's radiant. So gloomy is the only one that is very different from these three, and that's why that is my answer. Tenebrous means gloomy. Okay, now tell me the synonym of lucrative. 20-second question. Yes. Let's see who answers the fastest. RC questions. Okay. All right. I'll forward this to our team. How to solve? See, so for instance, Pavan, in the previous question, even if I didn't know the meaning of tenebrous, I saw that radiant, exuberant, and vivacious, they were pretty similar. Even if, again, I do not know their exact meanings, but if I'm able to recall that, okay, I read vivacious in this context where this person was really chirpy and lively, then radiant and exuberant also I've read in a similar context. Even that helps. Like rough knowledge also helps. This is absolutely correct. Again, uh, so I made this an easy question on purpose because I saw that some of your synonym antonym questions were quite easy. So lucrative, the synonym is profitable. Not trivial, fruitless would be an opposite idea. What is austere? Yes, if I call someone's lifestyle austere, whenever there's an update on MHCT, we will inform you. Don't worry about it. We will release a short regarding this. We'll post it on our channel, on our Instagram handles. So please don't worry about it, okay? And if you haven't got an admit card, then how will you go to take the exam? Tell me. How will you go to take the exam tomorrow? Okay? So, a very simple lifestyle. No, austere is the opposite of luxurious and grand. Austere is a very simple lifestyle, a very plain lifestyle. A person who's abstemious, who has a person who's very frugal, right, in his or her lifestyle, that person is austere in nature, okay? So, A is our answer. Right. Now, synonym for insidious. Again, I have discussed this word insidious with you. Fancy, glamorous would be the opposite of austere, antonyms of austere. Let's see who answers the fastest for this one. Insidious. Radhe says C. Okay. Shivam B. Anushka A. Akash D. Okay, so I've got A, B, C, D, all the options. Um, Insidious. Okay, where have you heard this word? Recall it in a context. Yes. Is it a positive word or a negative word? Just try to guess that. Positive word or a negative word? Even if you know about the movie Insidious, it's a movie, correct? What kind of a movie is it? It's a negative word, right? It's a horror movie. that we are talking about here. Anyway, so insidious cannot be a positive word. Whereas, if you look at benign, and I think we discussed benign, yes? So somebody talked about a benign tumor also yesterday. Okay, that was in an enrolled batch, sorry. So benign is someone who is a well-wisher, someone who's kind to you. That person is benign, right? So benign is a positive word. So if you know the connotations of words also, know the images associated with words, that okay, a gentle, I have always heard it in the context of someone who's gentle. Okay, this seems like a positive word. So it cannot be a synonym for insidious then. So eliminate using this logic. Okay. Serendipity. Okay. Serendipitous, of course, comes from the word serendipity. So where have you heard the word serendipity? Is it a positive word or is it a negative word? Again, tell me. Yes. Again, there's a movie called Serendipity. It's an old, old movie. Yes. It means a fortunate accident. Serendipity is a positive word. It means a fortunate accident, something that happens to you accidentally and it proves to be lucky for you. That is serendipity. And that incident will be a serendipitous incident for you, right? So eliminated. Between these two, now I have to decide. Okay, covert operations. In case you watch any series where there are police officers or where there are various intelligence agencies who are carrying out covert operations, you would know the meaning of covert. Yes, what kind of operations are they? No, surrender and serendipity are very different. Serendipity simply means a fortunate accident, some good thing that happens to you by luck. So these are hidden operations. These are very stealthy operations. Nobody knows about them, right? Hidden, stealthy, ineffable. Now, ineffable is a word. I'm sure some of you must have associated it with affable. An affable person is a friendly person. So many of you must have thought that ineffable means unfriendly. But no, ineffable means something that is so, something that you can't express in words. It's probably so impressive, it's so overwhelming that you can't express it in words. Inexpressible is ineffable. So this was a moderate to difficult synonym question. So I gave you two easy ones. Now this was a moderate to difficult one where you could narrow down to two options, but beyond that, you need to know the meanings. Okay, beyond that, you need to know the meanings here. So I know that insidious does not mean something that can be expressed easily. So C is not the answer, it is B. Okay, what is insidious? Something that's hidden and dangerous in a very hidden way. Okay, that is insidious. All right. So, for instance, cancer is said to be insidious because a lot of times when the cells develop and grow and multiply in a person's body, the person does not get to know. So, something that's harmful in a very gradual and subtle way is called insidious. Right. So, now associated with cancer, I've created an association for you and you'll not forget the word. Okay. So, hidden and harmful, covert is the synonym here. All right. So good. Those who knew the meaning or those who guessed that it is B, good. All right. Now give me an antonym of this word parochial. Okay. I'll tell you the context in which I have heard it. If I say he has a parochial mindset, let me give you a sentence also to help you. Let's see. Okay. D, C. Okay. So it's D versus C in the chat box. I can see that. You have to give me an antonym. So, in fact, C and D are antonyms of each other. So it's either C or D. That's a very clear choice here. So if someone has a parochial mindset, that person is very narrow-minded. Okay, narrow-minded. So I need the opposite of that. This is a synonym, a limited mindset, let's say. This will be a synonym. I need the antonym, which is cosmopolitan. Hermetic also means something that's airtight, something that's sealed, something that's sealed. Okay. So in a way, a similar idea. Of course, not exactly similar to narrow-minded, but sealed, airtight. Okay, not open. Gaunt. Who is a gaunt? When will you call a person gaunt? Yes, Sri Lakshmi, I've got your answer. D is correct. Gaunt is when you call someone gaunt, that means they are very thin. They're all skin and bones, right? So that person is gaunt. So again, not related. This one is not related at all. So if you had heard this word in some context and you were able to recall, oh, this has to do with the idea that a person is very weak and thin, then you would eliminate it right away. Cosmo, cosmos, cosmos, the universe, the world. Okay. Polit, polit means citizen. So someone who is cosmopolitan claims to be a citizen of the world, is very open to mixing with people of other cultures, knows about other cultures. Okay, that person is cosmopolitan. Very open-minded such people are, right? So this is our answer. All right. D Delhi. Okay, so hope this is clear. These were your synonym antonym questions. Some of them were pretty easy, as you saw. Tenebrous, through grouping you could solve it. Lucrative, a very easy word in itself, right? Some of them were moderate to difficult for you. So it was a mixed bag. Let's have a look at some fill in the blank questions now. Again, easy questions, no difficult words as you can see here. Let me see who answers the fastest here. So tomorrow I have an MHCT session with you, 100 most expected MHCT VARC, right? For the CMAT session, please check. Keep a tab on the notifications. Okay, you'll see it in the upcoming live sessions whenever a CMAT session is scheduled. Okay, because some are taken by Vikrant sir, so I don't know his schedule, right? Okay, A. All right, all of you say A. It seems others. Okay. So many people believe that spices help dash food. So preserve, save, protect, they seem appropriate. Spoil does not seem appropriate at all. However, nutritionists found that most spices were dash of having any effect on growth of microbes present in the food. However, contrast, that means probably there was no effect, right? So they were preventive of having any effect. That means they actually prevented the growth of microbes. So that does not fit with however. They were deprived. When you are deprived, it's like something is taken away from you or something is denied to you. That's when you're deprived. They were denied of having any effect. Does not make sense. They were incapable of having any effect on the growth of microbes. That's the best fit. Correct is the answer. All right. I see some very colorful emojis in the chat box. Good is the answer here. So you just had to see the context here, okay, that okay, I need a contrasting word. Here it has to be about, it logically cannot be about spoiling food as we are talking about spices, right? Okay. Now look at this one, a different fill in the blank question type. There's one word that fits in both these blanks. Identify that word. Okay, D is what I've got in large numbers. Let's see if D is the answer. Absolutely correct. Because in the second blank, nothing else makes sense, right? So we are very tempted to put A here, that his was the only viewpoint, his was the only view which was pertinent, which was relevant to the topic, right? We are very tempted to do that. However, it does not fit in the second one because there cannot be view posts, there can only be observation posts, right? So D is the one that fits in both. Correct. Okay, his was the only inspecting does not make sense. Those of you who've said B, his was the only inspecting. No, inspecting is a verb. I need a noun here, right? His was the only notice. Uh, Notice does not fit again either in the first one, so it's only observation. Notice post. No, because we are talking about setting up some posts along the border. So these are not the posts on a notice board. We are not talking about those posts here. We are talking about the check posts that the police actually places, right? So check posts are also called observation posts, right? D Delhi. Okay. Another easy one. Let's see who answers the fastest. Okay. So Shreya, see if it is the name of a thing, if it is an action, right? If it is a describing word, so this is how I also identify them, right? Is it the name of something? Okay, no, it looks more like an action happening, inspecting. Someone is doing the action of inspection. That's how I also identify it. Okay. C, A, all right, a lot of A's, absolutely correct. So A is the answer. Good, Ajay. Ajay answered the fastest. I mean, he gave the correct answer the fastest. So the combatants were a British fleet led by, so blah, 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 and a French fleet, right? Nothing else can come here. It was such an easy question, okay? This fight went on. Again, nothing else can come here as well, right? So A. Okay. Let me see if there's any query. Okay, no queries. All right. Let's have a look at an idiom question. Let me see what you say. All right. B or C. Okay. Which one out of the two? C. All right. All right. Okay. So in large numbers, I've got C. You people are absolutely correct. Chasing his tail. So, uh, because he's been trying to fix an appointment with the actor, but he's failed to get any. Right. So, cutting corners means when you try to, you know, circumvent rules, when you try to take shortcuts, that's when you cut corners, right? You are try to take shortcuts. So he's not trying to take shortcuts. He's just been trying to get something done, but he's not been able to get it done. So when you're trying to achieve something, but your efforts are proving to be futile, okay, you are chasing your tail, right? Imagine an animal chasing its tail. Will it go anywhere? It will not, right? That's why this idiom. Cutting corners, see if it's a square, when you cut corners, you reach your destination much more quickly. That's why cutting corners. Beating around the bush. I don't know what is the origin of this idiom. When you beat around the bush, okay, probably you were trying to find something in the bushes. If you beat around the bush, then you are not really coming to the point. Okay, you are circumlocuting. There's a word for it, to circumlocute, when you're not coming to the point, right? Chasing his tail is circumventing rules, to circumvent rules, right? Biting more than he can chew. When you bite more than you can chew, you take up more responsibilities than you can fulfill. You take up more tasks than you can accomplish. That's when you bite more than you can chew, right? So this is an idiom question, Vrinda, right? It's also used for ghosting someone. Okay, that's new for me. I'll check. So C is the answer here, chasing his tail. Okay, all right. So here comes a spelling question for you. The last question type, some spelling questions. Let's see what you say. Okay. No, no, it cannot be used for ghosting. Cutting corners can be used for someone who is miserly, because that person will not spend the right amount of money on something, right? Again, will try to follow cost cutting measures, take shortcuts, so that they can produce something in less cost. So it can be used for miserly people, but I don't think it can be used for ghosting someone. All right. Possible monkey D. Lovey, you can create this association. Okay. Pavan says A. Pavan, what does this emoji mean? A or B? All right. D. Delhi. C also I've got. So pretty much everything. Oh God. Okay. So let's see what the answer is. It is A. A has been incorrectly spelled here. Let's see why. The spelling is unconscionable with an O. Okay, unconscionable. What does it mean? Something that is unconscionable. It is immoral. It is not reasonable. It is not right. Your conscience does not allow it. So the word has come from your conscience. Okay. So conscience is your, you know, a sort of a moral faculty that you have that tells you, okay, what is right, what is not, and you act according to it. That is your conscience. So the word conscience gives rise to conscientious. Okay, it gives rise to the word conscientious. So someone who acts in a morally right manner, is a very sincere person, is a conscientious person, right? It's often used in the sense of if you're very sincere towards your work, right? And if you do your duty thoroughly, people call you conscientious. So conscience gives rise to conscientious, which is used primarily in the sense in the case of work or duty. Unconscionable, something that you think is immoral or not right. And the spelling is with an O. It needs an O here instead of an E. Conscious, subconscious, unconscious. I think you understand. When you're conscious, you are able to perceive things around you. When you're unconscious, you're not able to perceive things around you. Conscription. Anyone who's read this word, conscription? Yes. Tell me quickly. So, if you followed the Russia-Ukraine war, then conscription is a word that you must have read. So, for instance, the Russian civilians were asked to join the war as soldiers. So, this mandatory joining of the army is called conscription. Okay, when a person is asked to join the army mandatorily, that is called conscription. Okay, so A is the one that is incorrect here, unconscionable. Okay, now let's have a look at this. This is a word that you all of you have heard. An excessive admiration or worship of oneself. What is the correct spelling? Let's see. Monkey D. Luffy says A. Saurabh says B. All right. B. The correct spelling for narcissism. So there are no double C's here, right? There are no double S's here. This I can tell you. So then what should be the spelling? A narcissistic person loves himself or herself. B is the correct spelling. Absolutely correct. Those who said B. Okay, perfect. So it comes from the story of Narcissus. I would advise you to read that story that comes from Greek mythology. B, Bangalore is the answer. Now, what about this? What is the correct spelling? Again, a common word. Let's see what you say. Last question for the day. I want your unmitigated enthusiasm. B, okay. D, all right. So I can see B versus D in the chat box. It is D. Absolutely correct. Ono this is A, not E. Okay, onomatopoeia. Okay, it's the spelling is poia, but we pronounce it as onomatopia, right? But the spelling has an O. So these don't have an O. This was incorrect right here, and it does not even have an E here. So D is the only correct spelling, right? So the buzz of a bee is an onomatopic word, right? The hiss of a snake is an onomatopic word. So these were some questions for today on spellings, fill in the blanks, synonym, antonyms, and identify the correct sentence, which is a grammar topic. So I hope you've got some more practice. Keep practicing more questions of this type, particularly the grammar question type, identifying the correct sentence or incorrect sentence. It can be asked in any format. Okay. These are our CAT 22 toppers. I hope you find some inspiration from here. And this is the new batch for CAT 2023 that we have, right? In case you're planning to take it in 2023, then you should enroll right now. I think you need 8 months to prepare for CAT. Okay. Then to make these courses accessible for you, we also offer a scholarship, right? If you perform well in this test that is going to happen on the 18th at 7 p.m., then you can get up to a 90% scholarship, right? Then farmer student, yes, monkey, correct. Okay. In case you're confused about your CAT strategy, what your strategy should be for these next 8 months, then this is the workshop that you should attend on 21st March at 7 p.m. You have to register for it first. Okay. Also, we have been conducting this series for you for all the questions, for all the sections, analytical reasoning, then quant, logical reasoning, English. So do attend these sessions. And for for you specially, because a lot of MHCT CMAT aspirants, they ask me, where can I get more questions? So we have this daily section wise quiz for you. It's available every day on the app, right? So just download the app and you will find a tab where you can take this quiz. The link for this is also there in your description box. Okay. All right. Stay connected. I hope you've subscribed to the channel. I hope you've liked the session. Very important. Welcome, guys. Welcome. I'll see you tomorrow with MHCT questions. Okay. Bye bye. See you.